Hey, how's it going? So on my last video titled A Day of the Windbloom Festival Part 1, I mentioned that I was saving up all my primos for dainsleif if he ever gets released in the future. And that preceded me to think, hey, could free-to-play players actually get Constellation level 6 for a rate-up character? And how much money does it take for a person to spend for a C6 character, as well as how many primo gems and summons will it take to even get to that point? So I was thinking about all that, and I thought, hey, why not make a video of it and we could analyze a few things in Excel. And I found out that it's not just primo gems, summons, and amount of money that you gotta spend as well. There's also some factors that we gotta consider, such as taking into account of hard pity, soft pity, winning 50/50s and all of that, and how much star glitter, which enables you to get extra summons, how much star glitter you can get out of getting 4 stars and 5 stars, especially if you've already maxed out your 4 stars constellations or 5 stars constellations. So I ended up doing a lot of analysis, and turns out that it took way more time than expected to do this analysis because there was some scenarios that I had to factor in there. And yeah, this video is meant to be an informative video where it tells you the approximate amount of money, summons, primo gems needed to get to C6 of a rate up 5-star character. And hopefully hit the like, subscribe button, notification bell, and do check me out on twitch.tv/RiceCookieCornerTV. Now without further ado, let's get into this analysis. So I'm probably gonna link this Excel file into the video description below if you guys want to check it out. And if there's anything wrong with one of my analysis, or if there's anything I need to correct for the next video, I'll be able to, let you guys know. I'll get the change log versions going in there, as well as change the Genshin version to whatever the version of Genshin Impact is at the time of recording the next video that corrects my information. But yeah, in this analysis, we're going to use a summon simulator because I don't have any money to conduct my experiment in Genshin Impact. We're going to have to do about 30 trials to see how many 5 stars we can get, as well as finding out the average of them. So here's our question that we want to answer is, how much does it cost to get a rate up character at Constellation level 6? Because as a free-to-play player, I want to know how many primo gems I would need to summon 7 copies of a character. I was planning to summon dainsleif, which isn't even out yet as of recording this, during Genshin Impact version 1.4. So we're going to analyze the worst case scenario for hard pity, which is the situation where we lose every 50/50 for a 5-star. The worst case scenario for soft pity. The best case scenario for hard pity, which is winning every 50/50 along the way, and the best case scenario for soft pity. Let me get this out of the way first. The best case scenario is when you pull 7 copies of the rate up character in a single 10 pull. But the chances of that occurring are atomically slim, which is a pretty generous way of saying it's never gonna happen. And after that, we're gonna theorize the numerous scenarios in which you can receive a level 6 constellation for a character by taking into account of both soft and hard pity, 5-star before pities, winning some 50/50s, and pre-existing pities and primo gem counts. So it's important to know that the first purchase of a $99 crystal pack, which is rounded up to $100, the first purchase of it will give you an extra 40 wishes, and any subsequent purchases of the $100 crystal pack will give you 80 primo gems. So for this analysis, for this hard pity, soft pity analysis, we're gonna use the value of the subsequent purchases to use our calculation. So we're gonna have to use the 80 crystal pack giveaway after buying this kind of crystal pack for $100. We are only calculating the amount needed for a rate ups constellation level 6. So to get to Constellation level 6, we need 7 copies of the rate up character, because we need the initial copy and then the additional 6 copies to get to Constellation. We need to get C0 of a character and then build them up to C6. Just because it says level 6 doesn't mean we need 6 copies. We need 7 copies of the rate up character. So to get 1 copy, if we rely on the hard pity, it will cost you 90 summons. If you lose 50/50 and rely on the hard pity, it will cost you 180 summons, because how the 50/50 works is that if you summon for a 5-star, in this case, if you get a 5-star at hard pity, there's a 50/50 chance that your 5-star is either going to be the rate up character, or if it's going to be another 5-star that's included in the banner. And if it's going to be another 5-star other than the rate up character, then you've lost the 50/50. But if it is going to be the rate up character, you've won the 50/50. So hard pity takes 70 summons, soft pity takes 75 summons. If you lose 50/50 for hard pity, it will cost you 180 summons. If you lose 50/50, At soft pity, it will only cost you 150 summons. We can use the math if we want to find 7 copies of the character, but we're still going to use the rules of hard pity and soft pity, meaning that we're only triggering 5 stars at 90 summons or 75 summons in this analysis. If every one of my 5-star summons occur at hard pity, which is 90 summons, and if I lose the 50-50 for the entirety of that summon session, it's gonna cost me a maximum of 1,260 summons. If I lose every 50-50 for soft pity, which is 75 summons, it's gonna cost me 1,050 summons. If I win every 50-50 for hard pity, it's gonna cost me 630 summons. If I win every 50-50 for soft pity, it's gonna cost me 525 summons. The reason I'm calculating the loss of every 50-50 as well as taking into account of only being able to get a 5-star at hard pity is because we want to establish the maximum worst case scenario for getting 7 copies of the rate up character 5-star. So 1260 should be the maximum number of summons you should spend. If you have to go over 1260 summons just for getting 7 copies of the 5-star character, contact me, Howie, because that's not supposed to happen. How I came up with this math is I multiplied 180 summons, because 180 summons is when you lose the 50-50. I took 180 summons and multiplied that by 7, and I've got 1,260. And I did the same thing for the remainder of the number of summons it will take depending on whether I win the 50-50 or not. So we can come up with the cost of Primogems for 7 copies of a rate of 5-star character, whether or not they can be obtained at hard pity, soft pity, or losing or winning the 50-50 by using this formula of Primogems cost, which is the number of summons times 160 Primogems, since it will take 160 Primogems to summon for 1 character. So after using this formula, after plugging in all of the number of summons that it's listed above, if you lose every 50-50 with hard pity at 1,260 summons, it's gonna cost you 201,600 Primos, which is still the worst case scenario in order to get 7 copies of the rate of 5-star characters. Lose every 50-50 soft pity is the second worst scenario in this case. Win every 50-50 at hard pity is the second best case scenario, and win every 50-50 for soft pity is going to be the best case scenario for this analysis here. So like I said, this is the maximum amount, and if you go above that, you gotta contact me, Ho. That's not supposed to happen. Like, this is like the worst. Like, you cannot not get a 5-star after spending 201,600 primos. We can use this amount of primos to find the cost of summoning for 7 copies of a rate of 5-star characters with this formula, where we can tell by the cost of USD by dividing the amount of Primogems that's required by 880 as established by the amount of crystals given out from the $100 crystal pack. We use the Primogems cost, divide that by 880, and times that by 100 USD. That will give us the cost of summoning 7 copies at the rate of 5-star character. In this case, if we lose every 50-50 hard pity, it's gonna cost you up to 2,500 USD. You lose every 50-50 for soft pity, it's gonna cost you $2,100. If you win every 50-50 for hard pity, it'll cost you 1,300 USD. And if you win every 50-50 for soft pity, it will cost you $1,100. So how to calculate how much 50-50 you lost? If you summon 14 5-stars and got 7 copies of the rate up character, you've lost the 50-50 7 times. 13 summons, if you summon for 13 5-stars and you've got 7 copies of the rate up character, you've lost 50-50 6 times. 12 summons, lost 5 times. 11 summons, 4 times. 10 summons, 3 times. 9 summons, 2 times lost. And 7, you've won every 50-50 in that case. If you summon for 7 5-stars and all of them happen to be 7 copies of the rate up character, you've won every 50-50 in this case. And with all the summons, the Primogems, and the USD that we've calculated so far, we can organize them from the most expensive to the least expensive in the next page. So over here, I've grouped every bit of scenarios in this table right here as calculated earlier. So this tells us that the worst case scenario will require us spending 2,500 USD for a Constellation level 6 rate up character. 7 copies of that to be specific. Since we have established the worst case scenario, we can take it a step further and consider some wins and losses of getting 50-50. So in this case, I made a separate table where we consider however many 50-50s lost. So if we lose 7 50-50s, lose 6 of them, 5 of them, 4 of them, 3 of them, 2 of them, 1 of them, for every hard and soft pity analysis here. So I've grouped them up all by cause, and we can tell we're still losing the most amount of money if we lose 7 hard pities, and the least amount of money lost if we rely on soft pity and win every 50-50. This table should give you a rough estimate or a rough range of what to expect out of winning or losing some 50-50s. And I can tell you about the bad news about this right now, because according to this right here, nobody's ever gonna win 7 50-50s, whether or not they're hard or soft pity. But here's the good news: nobody's ever gonna get to a point where they have to spend this amount of money and lose 7 hard pities and soft pities. So with that out of the way, if you're gonna wail for a rate of 5-star character to C6, expect this range of amount of money to do. But before taking into account of the price, we have not accounted for all the star glitter that we can gain from summoning 4 or 5 stars. And with that amount of with a specific amount of star glitter being rewarded from summoning 4 and 5 stars, we can use the star glitter to redeem our intertwined fates and get extra summons. So over here, I've wrote this table only considers the number of summons / primos needed on paper for rated characters Constellation 6 when summoning on soft or hard pity. It does not consider the summons that are received from Stardust and Starglitter. It also does not consider the pre-existing pity count and primos, which is the amount of primos you had before summoning for Constellation 6 of a 5-star character. All scenarios in this list start at 0 primo gems, and summons are only counted upon reaching soft or hard pity. And by that, I mean we have not considered the fact that we can win 5 stars before soft pity, which is 75 summons, before 75 summons. And according to this table, there's a slim chance of obtaining 7 copies of the rate up character within 630 summons, but there's also a slim chance of having to resort to 1080 summons or higher. You would have to be an Asian guy Genshin or a Tectone to be that lucky or unlucky. We can take this analysis further and increase the accuracy of this analysis by factoring in the 5-star summons that can occur before reaching soft pity in the next page. But before we do that, we need to take into account of the amount of Stardust and Star Glitter gained based on how many 4 stars were received. So we're gonna take a look at a scenario here that you guys will enjoy, because this is hopefully gonna be funny as hell. Imagine this is Bennett. Bennett likes Fischl. Bennett sees Fischl playing Genshin Impact. Fischl has one of every 4-star at C0 in the game. Bennett wants to simp on Fischl's Genshin Impact account during the Wind and Bloom Festival. Alright, so hopefully you guys will like that skit, because in this scenario we're gonna test how much star glitter that Bennett can get for Fischl, since he's gonna summon for her. So since we are considering the amount of Stardust and star glitter received based on how many 4 stars were summoned, we have to commit to a Bennett level of unlucky, in which we have to consider that for every 10 pull there should only be 1 4-star received. This way we can get a calculatable number of star glitter for the number of summons received. So for this analysis, we are constrained to these conditions and assumptions. For every 10 pull, only 1 4-star character / weapon will be received. This is to establish a worst case scenario for the rate of receiving 4 stars. So we have to rely on a 10 pull pity for a 4-star in this analysis. And any 4 stars received will count as 2 star glitters, since we also have to factor in 4-star weapons, which count as 2 star glitters. This will ensure a minimum amount of primos and summons given and saved. As stated earlier, Fischl has all 4 stars that are included in the rate up banner at C0, as well as every other 4-star at C0. After 360 summons, Bennett will receive 5 star glitter for every 2 stars, meaning that the first 4-star summoned will yield 2 star glitter, while the second 4-star summoned will yield 5 star glitter. This is to ensure that we will have the worst case scenario of losing every 50-50 for the rate up 4 stars. After 360 summons, any 4 star that we own that are included in the rate up banner will be guaranteed to have all constellations at level 6, thus applying the rule of receiving 5-star glitter for every 2 4 stars. So if you guys don't understand what that rule means or what that constraint means, take a look at the Venti banner that we have right now during version 1.4 as of recording this video. So the 4 stars that are included in the Venti banner are Razor, Sucrose, and Noel. So we're going to consider that Bennett has the worst luck of summoning for 4 stars, in which he gets only 1 4-star for every 10 pull, and for every 4-star he pulls, he will lose the 50-50 for gaining one of the 4 stars in a banner. But the next time he summons a 4-star after losing the 50-50 for one of the 4 stars in the banner, he will be guaranteed to get one of them in the next 4-star he pulls. So how this is gonna work, so we're gonna use the red dot to represent the 4 stars we're getting. So let's say Bennett summons 1 4-star in a 10 pull, and the 4-star turned out to be a character or weapon that's off banner. We put the red dot right there. So the next time Bennett summons, let's say he summons for another 4-star, it's gonna be one of these characters. So let's say he summons the next 4-star and it's gonna be Razor. That's his guaranteed pull for one of the 4-star characters in the banner. And the next 4-star he pulls, he will lose to 50-50 because he's Bennett, so we're going to put a red dot over there. And the next 4-star he wins will be one of these characters, let's say Sucrose, and so on and so forth. And we repeat this until we do 360 summons, which is Bennett pulling for 36 4-stars. So let's put all the dots in here. So in this case, Bennett has done 36 10 pulls in which he gets 36 4-stars out of all of them. We've got 18 dots on the off banner, 6 dots for Razor, 6 dots for Sucrose, and 6 dots for Noel. The reason we're doing 6 dots instead of 7 is because in this case, Fischl has already gone all 4 stars at C0, so we only need 6 copies to get them to max constellation. After getting to the max constellation, the next time you summon one of these 4-star characters, we're going to put them over here because they're extra copies that we don't need, which will be converted into 5-star glitter. So let's say we summon an off-banner character, Bennett loses 50-50, he gets the off-banner character. Then he summons for Razor. Fischl doesn't need any more Razor constellations, so Bennett just got Fischl an extra 5-star glitter. The next time he does he loses another 50-50. Let's say it's going to be a Noel. The next time he loses to 50-50, his next one's going to be Sucrose. And it doesn't matter if any of these characters' constellations are filled up first. In the long run, the more 4-stars you pull from this banner, you're guaranteed to be filling up these constellations to maximum potential at some point. With this amount of summons done, so let's calculate how much star glitter that we can get. So let's say there's 6 summons for Razor, Sucrose, and Noel during the point when they haven't had their constellations maxed out. And let's count all these off banners, and we're gonna add how many dots have appeared in here times how much star glitter we can get out of that. So if we're gonna look over to my calculator, if I'm gonna calculate this on my calculator, we're gonna count all this up. 39 dots in this 2-star glitter section. 39 dots times 2 will yield us 78 star glitter. And we're also going to add the extra summons that we got for Razor when we already maxed out each of these characters' constellations. So 78 times however many dots times the star glitter. So there's 3 dots here, and we can multiply that by star glitter. In this section here, we're going to get 15 star glitter. And if we add 15 to 78 star glitter, then we have a total of 93 star glitter obtained for the summoning session. So in this case, Bennett has obtained Fischl 93 star glitter on her Genshin Impact account, which will also yield, which is 93 divided by 5. 18 extra summons. Going back to our analysis with Bennett and Fischl here, we're also going to assume that Fischl has not redeemed the 5 monthly intertwined fates in the Stardust shop. So you know when you redeem the Stardust in the Stardust shop, and there's only like 5 intertwined fates and they only restock each month? Yeah, we're going to consider that Fischl has not redeemed those summons just yet. So we've been given that each intertwined fates or summons cost 5 star glitter in the star glitter shops, and that 4 stars will give 2 star glitter. And after 360 summons, for every 2 stars we can gain 5 star glitter. So Bennett adds Primogems on Fischl's account and tries to summon for a 5-star. Because of Bennett's luck, he only gets 1 4-star out of every 10 pull. So we're reusing the data we have gathered from the previous analysis for how much we lose to 50-50 on soft pity, and hard pity and applied it to this analysis over here with Bennett and Fischl. So it goes the same way, except we're considering how many 4-stars we can win out of Bennett's luck. So remember, we're only considering that Bennett only pulls 1 4-star for every 10 pull. So since there's 1260 summons, that will result into him pulling for 126 4-stars, which will net him 387 Starglitter. And this amount of Starglitter will net us 77.4 summons. And add that to the monthly starter summons, we can get bonus summons of 82.4. And then the additional 4-stars we can get out of that is 8 4-stars. And then out of those 8 4-stars, we can get a total of 28 Starglitter, which will net us extra summons of 5.6. And the total number of summons we can have out of this section, which is 1,260 summons, plus all the bonus summons and extra summons that we've gotten so far, will total up to 1,348 summons. And then the extra summons we can get out of this is 88 extra summons, which is like almost a 7% extra at this amount of cost. So I've applied all these 4-stars and Starglitter and the extra summons to each of the scenarios where we win however many 50-50s on the hard and soft pities. And to sum up every bit of this data here, because Bennett's luck only grants him 1 4-star per 10 pull, this is how much Starglitter / summons he will earn for Fischl. Additionally, Bennett loses every 50-50 for the rate of 4-star, which we've established that fact earlier. This should be the minimum number of Starglitter / summons that Bennett should receive, but provided that Fischl has 1 of every 4-star at C0. Obviously, if Bennett was lucky, he would get more than 1 4-star per 10 pull and win more rate-up characters, which would enable him to get more Starglitter and summons. So take these values with a grain of salt, because we have not considered the possibility of earning Starglitter out of 5-stars. In the next page, we're gonna have a similar scenario where we not only consider in the 4-stars and Starglitter that we get out of them, but also the 5-stars and the Starglitter that we can get out of them. So in the next scenario, just imagine where this is Fischl. Fischl plays Genshin Impact. Fischl has 1 of every 4-star and 5-star at C0 in the game, excluding Venti. And one day, Miwojo reruns the Venti banner. And Bennett sees Fischl playing Genshin Impact and notices she doesn't have a Venti. So Bennett decides that he wants to simp on Fischl's Genshin Impact account to give her a C6 Venti during the Windbloom Festival. If you guys have enjoyed the scenarios I've put with Bennett and Fischl so far, as well as the analysis we've made so far, do hit the like and subscribe button as well as the notification bell, and do follow me on twitch.tv/RiceCreekCornerTV. With that said, now we're gonna account for the Starglitter earned from pulling 5-stars. Now, for this analysis, we are constrained to these conditions and assumptions, the same conditions and assumptions as last time, but now we have new constraints where Fischl has all 5-stars from the standard banner at C0 in her account, excluding a single copy of Venti. Depending on the win-lose 50-50 scenario, Bennett will not earn 10 Starglitter for the first copy at Venti, but will earn 10 Starglitter for any other 5-star summons. So we're given the same given so far in the previous analysis, except that 5-stars will give 10 Starglitter minus the first copy of Venti. So if you look over here, I've applied the amount of hard loose scenarios in this, and then we applied the number of 4-stars that we will get, but also this time I included the number of 5-stars we can possibly get out of losing 7 50-50s and hard pities and whatnot. So this is the amount of Starglitter that we can get out of 5-star, plus the 60 guaranteed Starglitter for getting copies of Venti. So no matter what, if you're pulling for 7 copies of Venti, you're always gonna get 60 Starglitter in the process. And we add all of these Starglitter with the 4-star Starglitter that was accumulated, and this is the amount of Starglitter summons that we can get, plus the starter summons, and this is the total bonus summons that we can get out of those amount of Starglitter that we've accumulated. And this amount of summons enable us to get this much 4-star as well as this much 5-star, which will get us to win this much Starglitter. And at this point, I've inserted the lose 50-50 or win 50-50 scenario, depending on if you win or did not win Venti from his own banner. So this is the amount of extra summons. Pretty much just like nothing about this like gives extra any summons, because at that point, why would you even summon for an extra copy of Venti when you already have 7 copies of him by this point? So this is the amount of extra summons that we can get when we include the 5-star Starglitter that we can get, which is more than the 4-star Starglitter that we can get. Well, there's nothing to argue about that. I mean, no matter what, if you include the 5-star and 4-star Starglitter together, you're always gonna get more. So in every scenario, Bennett will always get C6 Venti for Fischl, and Fischl will love him for it.
I, Fischl, Prinzessin der Verurteilung, shall indulge in matters of the flesh with you.
Bennett will always get C6 Venti for Fischl, but you do not want to be like Bennett and spend over $2,000 just for a C6 Venti.
Benny's adventure team, I am broke.
With that said, let's take a look at the different scenario, or rather a more relevant scenario, in the next page. Now imagine Tectone. Imagine Tectone, one of the most prominent content creators of Genshin Impact. Imagine this guy having every character in the game as well as their constellations. But for some reason, Tectone doesn't have Venti. Tectone sees the Venti banner and wants to summon for C6 Venti. In this scenario, we will use a Genshin Impact Summon Simulator. We will try to get C6 Venti with 30 trials on the Summon Simulator to get the accurate results and compare them to Bennett's summoning results. So since Tectone has all units maxed out except for Venti, all 4 stars will give 5 Starglitter, and all 5 stars that are not Venti will give 25 Starglitter. And additionally, like Bennett summoning for Venti in Fischl's account as last time, Venti will not give any Starglitter upon his first copy, but will instead give 10 Starglitter for his additional copies, which will net up to 60 Starglitter for every time you want to summon for 7 copies of Venti. So, in this scenario, in this analysis, this is pretty much experimental. We're using a summon simulator as shown over here on this website here. I've linked it down in the description below as well. So if you look over here, we've done 30 trials, all with different results. So let me explain what kind of data that we're looking at here from summoning all 30 different trials. So in this column here, I included how many 4 stars were gotten in total, how many 5 stars were gotten in total, and then the 5 stars pulled at what 10 pull or what number of summons, the average number of summons per 5 star needed, the average number of 4 stars per 10 pull, the number of times the 50-50 for 5 star was lost, the premium gem spent, of course, the summons that were done, and how much money that was spent for summoning for 7 copies of Venti. And I've also got the Starglitter and the extra summons / Stardust. Extra summons and Stardust you can get out of these, but I made a mistake on these last columns except for the last 3 trials because I accidentally counted all the 4-star weapons as 5 Starglitter when they're supposed to be counted as 2 Starglitter each. So as a result, this is way more Starglitter than you could get out of this amount of summons you could pull for. So just ignore this part here. And I've also included a luck ring, which is just for fun, as well as the whale ring, which is a fun poke at the various Genshin Impact creator / whales. The luck rank is assigned to every Genshin Impact character released so far except for Mona and Zhongli, because in terms of Mora, they don't have Mora. Also, Enviosity and Bwap unincluded in this whale ring because they don't speak whale. I mean, yeah, myself included. And yeah, this is just for fun. There's nothing that's relevant towards analysis here, just to like make this analysis more fun for you guys. So, out of all these trials, we can see that if we sort this from largest to smallest, trial number 16 has the most amount of 4 stars, but is highlighted in red because this is the trial that has to spend the most amount of money as well as the most amount of summons. And then we've assigned trial number 16 to Bennett rank luck. And then over here, trial number 2, also I had a hard time believing what I was seeing with these summon sessions in this Genshin Impact Summon Simulator, because most of these trials, in fact half of these trials, have 5-star summons that were received before soft videos. So I was like, what? Is that possible? But anyway, I digress. So trial number 2 had the least amount of 4 stars, but had to use the least amount of summons to get 7 copies of Venti. So we've assigned this luck to Fischl here. And then we can point out that trial number 2 has only spent 52,800 Primo Gems, and as well as 330 summons and $681.12. And Bennett, which is trial number 16 right here, has summoned for 7 copies of Venti 860 times with 137,600 Primo Gems spent, as well as $1,775.04 spent. Alright, so let's analyze these datas from all the trials we've done in the Summon Simulator so far. So, if we were to group all the 4 stars that were earned from highest to lowest, then we can see that there's a direct correlation between the number of 4-stars summoned and the number of Primogems spent, summons spent, and the dollars spent for summoning 4 stars. So trial 16 had the highest number of 4 stars, and then if we were to go down the list here, we can go all the way down to trial 2 which had the least amount of 4 stars, which makes sense because trial 2 had to summon for the least amount of times, which directs to this amount of Primogems, this amount of summons, and this amount of dollars spent. The lower amount of money you spend, the lower 4 stars you're getting. The higher amount of USD you spend, the higher number of summons, and the higher number of Primogems you've also spent as well. However, if we group the 5 stars received from highest to lowest, we can tell that there isn't a direct correlation between the number of Primogems spent, the summon spent, and the dollars spent. Everything looks random if we go down the list. Like the Primo spent isn't being grouped from largest to smallest. And that's pretty expected because the average of getting a 5-star between all these trials seems very erratic. Because if we were to group down the 5 stars from the number received, from the largest number received to the lowest number received, we can definitely correlate this to the number of 50/50s lost when summoning for 7 copies for the raid-up characters. And there's not necessarily direct correlation to the 5 stars pulled at summon number 80, 16, 18. They're just there to mark the 5 stars that were earned out of what summon number we're at, or what 10 pull we're at. If we were to go over to this column here where we grouped an average number of 5 stars per trigger, we can tell that this directly correlates to the number of summons in between the 5 stars from largest to smallest. Largest being the worst value, smallest being the better value, and trial 2 definitely seems to have the better value over here since trial 2 has spent the least amount of summons possible per 5-star. If we look over here to the column for 4 stars per 10 pull, we can tell that there's also no direct correlation to any of these gems spent. It's all based on luck and how much banners give you the 4 stars themselves, and then the number of 50/50 loss directly correlates to how many 5 stars we get, as mentioned earlier. Primogems, summons, and dollars all relate to the same way. So yeah, the only interesting point is that the average number of 5-star triggers varies between every single trial out there. There isn't a single correlation to if we have to spend more Primogems for 5-star. In fact, if you have to spend more summons for 5-star, that's really bad. The more summons you have to spend for a 5-star means the more amount of times you're gonna have to waste your gems until a 5-star soft pity trigger point occurs somewhere. And if we group all the trials from 1 to 30, we can look at the Starglitter, at least the ones that I've done correctly, earned. So if we were to have a lot more 4 stars and 5 stars combined, we would have more Starglitters / extra summons earned. And this directly also correlates to the number of dollars, summons, and Primogems spent because of the number of Starglitter you're getting of however many 4 stars or 5 stars you summon for. This is pretty much the same scenario as when Bennett has summoned on Fischl's Genshin Impact account, because the more 4 stars that Bennett earns for Fischl, the more Starglitter and extra summons that Fischl will get. And looking at the amount of money spent out of all 30 trials, I can probably tell you guys that if you're spending this much money down here, you're probably Asian guy Genshin kind of whale rank. If you're spending somewhere over here, you're probably an M-Tash kind of whale rank before he went free to play. If you're probably spending at this range for 7 copies of a rated 5-star character, you're probably a Foil Master, Sekapoko, or Tectone rank. And if you're up here, you're probably a Tenha whale rank, who is Mr. $4,000 on a Venti banner. Here's the bad news. I'd say that barely anybody's gonna be down here at this level of luckiness. So if you're expecting to have a luck rank official, give it up, because I'm pretty sure this has to be a fluke. I am gonna question the Genshin Summon Simulator website if that's the case. But here's the good news. Nobody's gonna be up here. Oh, you have to be that unlucky to be up there. So I'm pretty sure that everyone would like to be official luck rank in this case. And if we look over here, I've took all the averages of all the 4 stars earned, the 5 stars earned, and the average where the 5 stars pulled at, as well as the average summoning rate. average number of summons to trigger per 5-star, as well as how much 4 stars per 10 pull on average, and the average amount of 50-50 launch, which is like in this case 4 times, and the average number of primo gems that were spent were 104,907 primo gems, which nets up to around 656 summons, which is around $1,300 spent. So that's pretty much the average. So I've gotten all the averages of these trials, and let me tell you, I could have done more trials. Like, I could have increased the number of trials done from 30 to 50, but by that point I was thinking that I might see some diminishing returns. So if you guys want to see a video where I do an extra 30 trials, 60 trials, or even 100 trials, if you even get to that point, then just let me know in the comments down below. So we can tell that looking at the average results of the data, it will take 104,907 primo gems, which is around 655 summons, 656 summons, whichever, on average, to get a 5-star rate up character up to C6, which will cost $1,353.30, rounded up to $1,400. While getting there, we will receive an average of 82 4-stars and 11 5-stars. Upon getting copies of the 5-star banner character, we will lose the 50-50 4 times. The rate of getting 4 stars is 1.2455 4-stars per 10 pull, which means that theoretically, if I do 100 summons, I would acquire 12 4-stars on average. So the average margin of getting a 5-star, which is the number of summons between the 5 stars, is around 60 summons, which means you can get a 5-star for every 60 summons, which is interestingly lower than the target for soft pity, which is 75 summons. That would mean that if we were to do 180 summons, instead of receiving 2 5-stars out of hard pity, which is 90 summons, we should be able to get 3 5-stars. But yeah, that seems a little bit of a stretch, because that poses another interesting question. If it takes 60 summons, according to the data, if it takes 60 summons on average to summon for a 5-star, why am I not getting any 5-star for every 60 summons? I know you guys are asking this question for yourselves right now, and the answer to that question will be easier to explain with the graph. So I made a graph separately on paint.net, and in this graph I plotted the first 5-star summon of all 30 trials above into here. Each red dot represents a trial, and the graph ranges from 0 to 90 summons, which within dices representing an increment of 10 summons. So over here we got this graph ranging from 0 to summons to 0 to 10 to 20 summons to 30 summons to 40 summons, all the way up to 90 summons. And all of the red dots that are presented here represent each trial that was written in this table so far. So looking at this data here, we can count how many red dots that have received a 5-star after 75 summons, and count how many red dots have received a 5-star before 75 summons. So I wrote down here 16 trials received a 5-star after soft pity, while 14 trials received the 5-star before soft pity, which is 75 summons. Literally almost a 50-50 chance of getting a 5-star before or after soft pity. Man, that's a lot of 50-50 chance in this game. So this led me to come up with a summoning hierarchy that looks like this. Let me show you guys for a moment. So this is like the decision-making kind of thing. So the hierarchy of summoning would go like this. So I decide to summon on a 5-star character banner. And if we go over here, I summon for a 5-star, but did I get it before or after soft pity? And if I got it before soft pity, you got a 5-star, but was it Venti? Was it a character? Was it a rate up character like Venti or something? If it's yes, then that's the best outcome. You summoned a 5-star before the soft pity, and you got a 5-star that you wanted out of that banner. The worst outcome is if you summon a 5-star with over 75 summons, and then you didn't win the 50-50 for the 5-star character. So that's the worst outcome right here. So that's how pretty much this hierarchy of summoning would go according to the graph that was presented over here. So pretty much you can win a 50-50 of getting a 5-star after 75 or before 75 summons. I'm pretty sure you guys want to be the people that want to summon for a 5-star before reaching soft pity. So if you scroll down here, if we go back to Tectone's scenario, if we take the average values of all 30 trials and apply those odds onto him, he will get 7 copies of Venti and about 656 summons, costing him around $1,353 US. And if Tectone acquires all 7 copies of Venti in anywhere less than 656 summons, that would cost him less than $1,363, which would be very pog. If he doesn't, well, At least it was a Venti banner, not a Staff of Homa banner. Sorry, Tectone. I had to do that to you. Out of all these values and data plotted down in this table here, and out of the average numbers that we've gotten so far, I've decided to use these numbers to make a Genshin wishing machine, where input this specific amount of Prima Gems and Twine Fates. It will tell you how much it's worth out of all the summons that you could get. And I've also included the 60 crystal pack all the way up to the 6480 crystal packs that you could purchase, which will display the amount of money you plan on spending on Genshin Impact. So if you look over here, if we set everything to 0 right now, so let's say if you want to buy one 6480 crystal pack, this is the amount of money you have to spend, and this is the amount of wishes that you could get. If this is the first time bonus that you're buying this crystal pack, this is the amount of wishes that you could be getting. Actually, no. Actually, sorry. This is actually the wrong amount. Hang on. Slight miscalculation. You're supposed to get about 81 wishes out of this, so let me fix that real quick. Alright, sorry about a little bit of the hiccup there. I fixed the amount of extra summons you can get out of getting the crystal pack for the first time. And yeah, this is the amount of wishes that you could get out of buying the crystal pack for the first time. So this displays how much premium gems were worth. This displays how much wishes are worth, which is derived from over here. All this over here added together. And this is the amount of USD worth all together, when taking into account of the extra summons and the total amount of summons you could get from Prima Gems, pre-existing Prima Gems, and into Twine Fates. So let's make ourselves a scenario here. So at the time of recording this, the amount of Prima Gems I have in hand is 2, 3, 4, 76. And I have... I'm not planning on buying on any of the crystal packs, so yeah, let me delete this real quick. And I have about 31 intertwined fates. This is how much Prima Gems I have worth. This is how many wishes I can make, as well as this is the amount of money that this summoning session should be worth out of USD. So I've also included the average 4 stars acquired, as well as the average 5 stars acquired, but all of them have to be run down by 1 to make this even more accurate. And then here's the disclaimer: these are mere predictions. If your Genshin Impact summons do not match these predictions, do not blame your boy Rice Cookie Corner. Sorry about that, guys. So if you guys want to, I'll have this Excel file loaded down in the description down below, so you can use Genshin Impact Wish Machine as a tool to get a rough estimate of how much you want to spend and how much crystals or Prima Gems or Intertwined Fates you want to get out in general, you want to get in your hand in general, or you want to use, and try to figure out how many summons they are worth, or how many 4 stars you could get or 5 stars you could get out of this amount of Prima Gems that you're going to input in this wish machine over here. So hopefully this will be helpful to you guys, and I can't wait about you guys' feedback about using it. If there's anything wrong with the Genshin Impact wish machine, for example, if the formulas are incorrect and then you're getting more summons than you're supposed to, do let me know and I'll try to fix it as soon as possible. So how much money / summons / Prima Gems do I need per rate of 5-star characters constellation? Well, the answer to that is we don't know for sure. I was hoping that I would be able to get a calculatable value of how much money you would need for specific characters, C1, C2, C3, C4, but here's the thing: we have to take into account of the average of 4 50/50s that were lost while summoning for copies of the rate of 5-star character. Because we don't know when exactly we lose to 50/50. We could lose to 50/50 in our first 4 summons, or we could lose to 50/50 in the last 3 summons, or we could lose to 50/50 in both first and last summons of getting the rate of 5 stars at C6. So that's why I decided to omit that calculation, because it's unpredictable, to be honest. The losses that can occur can be unpredictable, so that's why. So with all that said, I forgot to do this earlier, but I'm gonna compare the results of the summon simulator. I'm gonna compare them to what Bennett has summoned for official so far. So looking over here, so if we look over to the total number of 4 stars and 5 stars earned out of this amount of money, let's pick the average value, which is around $1,300 to $1,400 spent, and then let's see how many 4 stars and 5 stars were won. So out of this amount of money, this summon simulator can earn us 82 4 stars and 11 5 stars on average. For Bennett though, if we go over here to this table, to his table where he summoned for official, so around that value, the total 5 stars he should get, if we're talking about Bennett's luck here, is 73 4 stars and 9 5 stars, which is way less than what the summon simulator can get for us. So all in all, we can tell that this theoretical calculation should not reflect on your summoning results, and therefore it should reflect more towards the summoning simulator's results, because of course, we're relying on Bennett's luck. Bennett's luck could only get you so far. Well, I'm pretty sure that no one else has Bennett's luck unless you're a freaking Tectone or something. So, yeah. I mean, you guys are not gonna summon 1 4-star every 10 pull, right? You guys are gonna summon for like 2 4 stars, 3 4 stars per 10 pull, possibly a 5-star before Soft Pity, because all of Bennett's summons right here have occurred at Soft Pity and Hard Pity. So you're gonna get a lot more than what Bennett has summoned for official. How about the Starglitter and as well as the extra summons that were received on the last 3 trials? It's because I messed up, I can't really take the average of all of these, but I can pretty much infer from the last 3 the extra summons that were acquired from the last 3 summons. So if you look over here, trial number 28, 29, 30 has gotten us this amount of summons, extra summons, out of $1,500 spent. And if we take a look at Bennett, if we match that to the $1,500 he has spent for official, theoretically, we can tell that this is the extra number of summons that he can get, which, again, this is way less than what the summon simulator can get for us. It's almost double that. This summon simulator's extra summons from Starglitter is almost double that of Bennett's, you know? So, yeah, nobody's gonna be a Bennett in this case, thankfully. So, all in all, how does this apply to a free-to-play player like me? So, at the time of writing this, my Primogem count is at 23,476 with 31 intertwined fates, which will enable 177 summons for me. The average number of summons needed to get a 5-star banner character to C6 is 656 summons, requiring 104,960 Primogems. And this number of summons account for the 4 times I will possibly lose to 50-50, which will enable me to get possibly 11 5-stars for that amount of summons. This number of summons will also net me a total of 82 4-stars, and if I don't reach C6, I will use the Starglitter and convert them into summons and try to squeeze out my luck as much as possible. So if I don't get any character, any rate-up character C6, I gotta depend on however many 4 stars and 5 stars give me Starglitter, pretty much. So since I am sitting at 177 summons, I will need 479 more summons, which is about 76,640 Primogems to reach the average count, which is 656 summons. Going back to the income of Primogems of Genshin Impact, the income of Primogems for a F2P player from doing daily commissions is 60 Primogems a day. If I were to do daily commissions for 365 days straight for 1 whole year, I would be able to get 21,900 Primogems a year, provided that I don't miss a day. That means from where I'm sitting, it would take me 3.5 years to be able to get to 656 summons as a free-to-play. If I only do daily commissions, which means that I have not accounted for the extra Primogems received from doing quests, events, seize the days, web events, and achievements. With this in mind, the time it will take for me to reach 656 summons would be less than 3.5 years. I'd say possibly around 2 years, considering that Genshin Impact has a lot of events that reward Primogems coming up in the future. With that being said, things could change for wishing in Genshin Impact. Not saying they will, but it's possible that in the future, there could be discount summonings that could happen as seen on the beginner's banner. So in the beginner's banner, instead of spending 10 acquainted fates for 10 pull, it's been discounted to spending 8 acquainted fates for 10 pull in the beginner's banner, which is a rate of for Noel pretty much. There could also be an increase or decrease in prices of summoning. If it ever goes to a point where Miwojo decides to raise the price of summoning in Genshin Impact, we riot. Nah, just kidding. Nah, don't do that. They could even be an increase or decrease in the rate of Primogems being given out. If Miwojo decides to increase the rate of Primogems being rewarded to players upon doing quests and all of that stuff, that's pretty pog, pretty much. That means I can reach my end goal sooner than I thought. And also, here's another pointer. Dainsleif might not even come out in 2 years. So, Dainsleif is a character that hasn't even been out yet as of version 1.4 as of recording this video. So, I predicted that it would possibly take me around 2 years to be able to reach 656 summons for Dainsleif. And if Dainsleif doesn't even come out during that point, then what's the point of summoning? Except I'm pretty much prepared to summon for him anytime he comes out, right? If I ever get to 656 summons by that point. But as for me, summoning for Dainsleif, if he ever comes out, I might be short of summons required for C6 if he comes out within 2 years. So if he comes out within 2 years, and if it takes me 2 years to get to 656 summons, I might be underprepared to get his C6 pretty much. And in addition to that, I might resort to spending money for Dainsleif if I am an impatient person. So Miwojo, whatever you do, take your time to release Dainsleif, because me, your boy, Rice Cookie Corner, I'm gathering up my Primogems for his C6 pretty much. I will be superbly prepared to get C6 Dainsleif and possibly his 5-star weapon if it'll take longer than 2 years for him to be released, which is completely fine by me because I have more time to save for Primogems, right? There might also be a timeline where I might never get Dainsleif if my account gets hacked. 2-factor authentication, please, Miwojo, please. Now, you guys might think that I'm nuts for saving up all my Primogems for Dainsleif, who isn't even out yet as of recording this. You might think I'm nuts. You might think I'm crazy. You might think I'm the worst Genshin Impact player in the world, or the most patient Genshin Impact player in the world, just to get 7 copies of one character who is still unreleased. And that's okay. I do think it's absurd to fret and be stingy about spending my Primogems. But one thing that's for sure though, I got my eye on C6 Dainsleif, and C6 Dainsleif only. Look at him. He looks so much like Dimitri from Fire Emblem 3 Houses. For every time I whip out Dainsleif in the field, I'ma chant kill every last one of them. Kill every last one of the hilly churls. Anyway, moving on. So, what conclusion can we draw from these analyses? Well, if you've skipped all the way to the end of the video just to see the conclusions, then yeah, I don't blame you. Like, all this analysis and stuff, it can get boring, and I don't blame you. But if you made it this far from watching the entirety of the analysis, then yay. Kudos to you. You're a math nerd like myself. I'm sorry, but yeah. Anyways, 2,500 USD is the maximum amount of money you could ever spend for 7 copies of a rate-up 5-star and get the constellation to C6. And an average of 11 5-stars can be acquired with 656 summons, which cost 104,960 Primogems at around 1,300 USD. If you have pre-existing Primogems and summons, you can use those to offset the cost of the Primogem summons in USD you're gonna spend. And you can get one rated 5-star character to C6 with this average amount of money, Primogems, and summons. Also, one 5-star can be received at an average of 60 summons, although this number may prove unreliable, since I'm pretty sure that most of people will say, hey, I don't even get 5 stars per 60 summons, how am I supposed to trust this value? Well, I'm glad you asked, because there's a 50-50 chance that you can get a 5-star before or after soft pity, thanks to this average number of 60 summons per 5-star, pretty much. And the most important conclusion that I can draw for this, so in the beginning, I asked if it's possible for a free-to-play player to get 7 copies of a rated 5-star character and get their C6. If Miwojo keeps up with rewarding Primogems through quests, events, and whatnot, as well as increasing the income of Primos by adding more opportunities to get them, then yes. Free-to-play players can indeed get a rate-up 5-star character to C6. Only if they're superbly patient enough to save, like your boy Rice Cookie Corner. And last but not least, Bennett needs a buff in his luck stat. All this analysis and calculations done is all by me, all by my hand with my trusty old graphing calculator in hand. I would really appreciate it if you guys give this video a like and a subscribe to my channel, as well as sharing this video to any other friends that plan on summoning or, you know, plan on spending on Genshin Impact and stuff. This video took a long time to make. I've been working on this video for like 7 days straight now, and I haven't even, like, you know, I'll probably re-record some of this, and, you know, I'll be sure to give a downloadable of this Excel file down in the description below. So guys, if there's any calculation that you guys think that I did wrong, just comment down in the description. You can probably dislike it if you guys probably think that I BS my way all the way through, but I assure you, I don't BS in this analysis. I don't BS in any analysis done. That 60 summon per 5-star character, that's all based on calculations and, you know, all the trials I've done with the Genshin Impact Summon Simulators. Oh yeah, so just as a reminder, if you guys want to try out the Genshin Impact Summon Simulators, just go down below and do support the creators of those websites as well. I know it's like what? I know it's like a tool to be used by everyone, but I'd love to see your support given to the creators of the Genshin Impact Summon Simulator as well. So yeah, thank you guys. If you guys made it all the way through this analysis here, then I gotta thank you guys for watching this entirety here. I mean, all of this is like what, boring stuff that no one ever listens to. This is all math, and I could totally understand that people don't, most of everyone don't like math introduced in video games and stuff, but this stuff interests me a lot, and if you guys made it all the way through looking at this math, then you guys are like the same type of nerds as I am with this game. But yeah, guys, all in all, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you've gotten something out of this analysis, as well as you know, this video is not made to like encourage people on summoning. This video is made just a way to inform people like the possibilities and chances of whatever reward you can get out of summoning with the amount of primogems and summons and amount of money you plan on spending in this game. So yeah, other than that, thank you for watching, and hopefully you guys are more informed. And if you want more of this analysis done in like the near future, like if something's like, oh, something is changed in the banner or something, you know, something gets added, a new way of spending money is being added in Genshin Impact, do let me know in the comments below. Give me a like if you want more of these videos analysis done, or additional analysis done. I could like the number of trials done in this video, I probably should do more of trials for the earlier scenario with Tectone, because yeah, like we gotta get the accurate results for the next video if you guys want that in the future. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Take care and have a nice day. Before I end this video here, we're probably sitting at 56 minutes and around 20 seconds of this video. So for the remainder of the 4 minutes that I want to take to get to the 1 hour mark, I'm just gonna sit here and stare at the camera. So, how you doing? Oh, pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, we're just sitting here, all right? It takes so much to become a YouTuber. I know. Hopefully no one's watching this part. It's pretty boring right now. But that's okay. We're so close to the 1 hour mark. I'm sorry. I lost the staring contest. You probably won at this point. And that's okay. I'm glad you won. Congratulations. You've beaten a YouTube video. You've probably beaten me in a staring contest through here. I lost again. Gosh dang it. I wish I had glasses. But then again, I'm pretty thankful that I don't have glasses. What about you guys? To anyone who has gotten this far, you're crazy. I applaud you for it. Have a nice day.